Welcome to Elite 6 Business Networking Think Tank, facilitated by your host Danny DeHeck, the place where decision makers come together to share their experience, knowledge and skills. Okay, well let's get the meeting underway. Well, actually it's 9:32. Maybe we should say hello first to everyone. Should we do that? Hold on, no, wait a second. I'm going to click a couple more buttons. I'm just getting rid of a few extra screens. Got lots of names on here. Everyone's getting busy at the moment. I had a guy who sent me a lovely request to come along to his event on LinkedIn. And I said, why don't we get together and have a meeting and tell me about it? He goes, I'm a bit busy at the moment. And I said, so am I. Good luck with your event. But everyone's busy, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you really want people to come to your event, you don't just sort of give them a long email and imagine we could just live life like that. Actually, what I want out of my business is I just want lots of clients using my services. Why don't I just put that all in one big email and send it to everybody? And then when they're not busy, they can read it and give me money. It'd be just brilliant, wouldn't it?
Sounds like an ideal solution, Danny.
Yeah. Okay. And the guy doesn't remember. It was really funny, but he's an accountant, this guy, and he's been watching me on LinkedIn for a while. And I don't know if I'm a bar of soap, but I was out mountain biking with a group of about 15 or 20 people. We were actually walking through McCain's Island. Oh no, we were biking, and there was a big group of people, and we we're blocking the track. And he comes past on his mountain bike and yells out, "Get out of the effing way!" And afterwards at the coffee place, I went up to him and I said, you know, your language was atrocious. I said, you didn't need to talk to us like that. We're just having a good time, and then you come flying past with that. I said, you scared a whole lot of the woman. Oh, well, they shouldn't be on the track. And he doesn't realise I know he's the same accountant. Yeah. Anyway, you've got to behave yourself all the time.
Stick through the back spokes usually works.
Yeah, it would. It would in the car. Quite good, wouldn't it? But
Yeah, Danny, recommend them to the clients you don't want.
Yeah, that's right. If I got a beautiful client, yeah. That's not very nice, is it? Who said that? That's a good idea.
That'd be nice all the time, Danny.
No. It's amazing, though. I think that's the thing we do have, though, isn't it? We always got to watch our P's and Q's. Alrighty, okay, well, we have got a pretty good topic today. So why don't we introduce ourselves anyway? Remember, welcome along to our Think Tank podcast Zoom meeting based on the internet. Today's topic is actually bringing fun into your business. So that's what we decided we'd talk about last week. So why don't we introduce ourselves first? Start with David Clarkson.
Hi, I'm David Clarkson from Dynamic Communication. We are public speaking and business presentation skill trainers and also business trainers. We also are promoting ourselves these days as spokesmen for organisations that feel they can't do it themselves and they would like somebody to do their presentations or their promotion for them. And one of the things that I think about fun is that the more we're able to smile, the more we encourage others to smile, and a smile is only a tad away from a laugh.
That's it, close. It's bridging the gap.
Wipe that smirk off your face, David.
Whatever you say, Mark.
I get caught smiling, people ask me what I'm up to. Excellent. All right, Helen.
I'm Helen, and I have my own photography business, Motivate Photography, plus I have my own online businesses too, two of those, and I'm a mum to two boys, and I what else do I do?
Cook me dinner?
Cook Danny dinner. And yeah, that's me in a nutshell, creating memories for a lifetime.
I wonder where that expression "in a nutshell" came from.
I don't know, maybe that means wrapped up.
And does a nut contain everything you need to? Mark, can you tell us about yourself?
Yeah, hi, I'm Mark Scown, insurance broker. Of the last 4 years, previous life was a school principal, so complete 180-degree change in my life, and been huge, and just loving the freedoms that I have without the government bureaucracy breathing down your back of your neck. But I specialise in restructuring individuals' personal insurance to ensure that long-term sustainability and affordability, and to get away from that exponential rising premium prices as you go into your early 50s and beyond. So I can save clients who are probably age 55 and less, potentially more than $100,000 of future premiums. So that's what I do. But I also look out for small businesses and cover that risk for them, particularly if they're new to business, when it's more difficult to get some business cover. So I work in that space as well.
Brilliant. And Janelle and Steph.
Chile.
Shalene,
Okay.
we had a conversation about that and I got it wrong.
It's about 2 years before you can say it.
We practiced yesterday.
It's all right, Danny. Don't
No,
worry.
that's cool. So this is Jeline. I'm Steph. We're from the Odd Wave. We help small to medium-sized businesses with their e-commerce, data problems, and getting their systems working well together.
And we hold new e-commerce sites, don't
Yeah,
forget.
that's right. Yeah.
E-commerce, good stuff. E-commerce is keeping me alive at the moment.
Both of
Yeah.
us.
Ironically, we I've tried some new software where everything we say today, I can scribe it. And I had some brilliant software, and then I found some more brilliant software. But I listened to the podcast. It took about an hour and a half to try to fix up all the spelling and match everyone's names. And what I got from listening to the podcast with a set of headphones on is we have a good time in here. And a lot of people, it's actually quite a few laughs going on, and the laughing was really hard to describe, but it was great.
How does it come up with the laughing?
Oh, it blanks it out actually. It must notice that when we're having ridiculous bits of laughter and all that sort of stuff, it waits until it can understand any of it. It was actually really good. But if you have a look at our the blog, you'll see the words aren't too bad, but it didn't really work as good as the other clever software, but I think it's worth persevering with. What you can do is you can actually change the wording and it will change the sound of the podcast. So you can spend 30 minutes or 60 minutes reading a piece of paper and it will record your voice. And then when you stuff it up, it will replace, it'll rescribe and re-edit the audio.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I thought, wow, that's technology for you, isn't it? Paul Starling.
That's very cool.
Paul Starling, what do you do?
I'm Paul. I'm at Category Computer Services in Rangiora, and I help small businesses with their computer solutions, primarily Office 365 and SharePoint services to get people's IT up in the cloud and secure, and also offer cybersecurity solutions to protect people's data and keep their computers safe.
That's cool. Sean, are you there?
Muted.
Mask on? There he is.
Yes, obviously I got a mask on because I'm a pest controller. I'm doing pest controls and also doing one-step services for property improvement. Working with quite a few local property management companies and helping them to give us solutions for rental properties, and doing other niche market cleaning as well, including mess testing and decom and other stuff like water restorations for flooded house, something like that. That's me, Sean from Quality Clean.
Thank you very much. Sounds like you need some fun in your business, mate. You got to make that sound more fun. I kill animals and bugs and I get rid of them. Alrighty, so welcome along. As I said, I'm Danny DeHeck. I'm the facilitator of the meeting. I'm also the owner of Elite 6 Business Networking, and I have a passion for technology. I love telling people how to manage life when you can't read and write. I've got a reading level of a 9.3-year-old, I got told, which I thought was pretty good at the time. And that's why I can't remember people's names. I had a good conversation with Helen about that the other day, and I said, it doesn't matter what I do. If I can't get somebody's name in my head, it doesn't matter what techniques I use. It just doesn't stick. And it's quite embarrassing sometimes, but it does not mean I do not love you all.
What's my name again?
Funny enough, I had to spell your name, and if you voice your name, Sean, it doesn't come up very good because it's like Sean, your dog.
Well, there's many different spellings of
Sean
Sean,
the
isn't
sheep.
there? Yeah, S-E-A-N as well.
Sean the black sheep.
The black sheep, yeah.
So, right, so bringing fun into your business is the theme today, and I have got through life using my humour, and my humour is a 50-50 win or a lose, because if people don't get my humour, I'm buggered. And I can often insult somebody because they think I weren't serious, but it might have been my way of trying to use my humour. I don't know if that's fun, but sometimes it's fun. But I just recently did a quote for a comedian, and he used to be the sidekick for
Billy T. James and who were those other, McFarlane Gadsby.
So when I did my quote for him, I thought I'm going to get into this and make it really interesting. I'm going to publish it as a blog because I thought it was quite good. You know, when he got the quote, he didn't read it. He just sent it off to the guy that was going to pay it. And then he asked me a question. And I said, did you actually read it? Yep, he said. And I said, they'd got no humour out of it, obviously, because he didn't read it, because he couldn't have, because he would have had to have a reaction. But anyway, someone in Auckland is still debating whether to pay my invoice or not, because they may have not got so that could have backfired, who knows. But what about you guys? What's your experience of trying to be more jovial or funny or bring a bit of humour or reality, or how do you find that?
Well, I'm like you, Danny. I and people who know me well, and especially in the face-to-face things, that I like the quick quip and a good sense of humour. Be self-disparaging rather than picking on anybody else, but it has to be situationally appropriate, of course. But I like to think that 90% of the time I pitch it right. And I guess by bringing some level of humour into conversations, you can ease people in and make them more comfortable, particularly if you're reading their body language and you're seeing a bit of a smile coming back at you.
And it's really important. It has to be humour that is not getting at anyone, like you sort of said, Mark. Like at the expense of anyone, trying to make yourself look funny at the expense of other people, because we've actually come across that a few times, not in this group, but, just in everyday life. And it's not cool.
Yeah, if you're going to beat up on anyone for humour, it's got to be yourself.
Yeah, it's been a bane in my career because it is hard to flip a bit of humour into a bit of serious stuff, especially when you're talking money. But people don't think it's funny when they're paying your bill. It doesn't matter what humour you use. It's not funny. It's very serious. You're giving me my money. What's some other experiences you may have had?
I think I said last week, I had a competition on my Facebook. So it was kind of like a fun thing, and people had to guess how I took a certain photo. And I didn't really win anything, but it was just a fun thing to do and get a bit of engagement on my Facebook. So that was quite a good way.
Yeah, there's other competitions. That is fun.
Yeah.
It's interesting. One of the things that I used to like was shaggy dog stories. And so I used to love telling them because it gave me a chance to act up a little bit. And as Danny will tell you, I like playing up a little bit in that sort of way. And so I'd have a lot of fun. But on the other hand, the guys that really impress me are these the people who can do the stand-up comedy and who can engage you. That takes a lot of thinking to get it right and get the timing and everything right. I
remember there's a place in Christchurch called the Green Room, and somebody said, does anyone want to have a go? And I said, yeah, I will. And I got up there and I had this joke that goes on for about 5 minutes. I won't tell it now. And everyone was in hysterics and laughed. They thought it was really good, and they said, you should do this again. So then half an hour later they said, hey, have you got another one? And I went, yeah. The second joke didn't work.
It's funny sometimes. I had a really good person to bring out with you as Danny, because I've had some photo shoots where Danny's come with me, and he's like the sidekick. And he tells all the jokes. It makes everybody laugh, so I can get some decent photos. And we had these young gymnasts that I know the gymnasts, and I know most of the parents. But Danny came along, we went to Littleton, and we took all these photos. And he had the parents in stitches. And it was great, because I could concentrate on my job, and he was entertaining all the parents. It was awesome.
But that's probably a good example, actually, because we went and did photos of Paul Brown, and he's a bit nervous at the start. So then we, after, having him on and getting the conversation going, he was more relaxed. And then you could literally see the photos at the end of the shoot. We're actually starting to get him as he was.
Yeah.
So that's...
We take my son to this social group, and whenever we go and pick him up at the end, all the kids come out, and Danny always has this joke about, make sure you get the right child, and I nervously stand there giggling away thinking, I don't think they've got you, they don't understand your humour, because no one sort of laughs, and I'm like,
That's cool. All right, guys, what about you? We better let you guys talk.
So at my last company, we used to have a baby Yoda that used to react every time there was movement, and that was the reward, the weekly reward to people that were either performing or doing something good during the week, and everyone would self-nominate. So I think maybe be self-rewarding, or reward yourselves every now and then, because it is hard running a business, but after certain accomplishments, just running a business in itself is a big success.
Yeah.
Actually, that's actually a really good way of looking at it. It's not necessarily something that you perform in front of your clients. What you're really saying is it's rewarding yourself with a bit of fun in your business.
Yeah.
What's some ways that we could give us some fun?
Yeah.
It's a similar one to Steph's there is the company that I worked with back in the day when I was still working as a chartered accountant was a packaging company was in those days UEB Industries, which was the second biggest packaging company in the country. And in our boardroom, we had this big ball, and it had these eyes on it, and this big sticky out nose, and this big grin, and these ears like this, you see. And it was sound sensitive, and somebody would make a comment, just a throwaway comment about something or other, and you'd say, "Oh, what a lot of crap," and go like this, and as soon as you did that, the ginger hair would pop up on the ball, the ears would go like this, the mouth would go like this, and the nose would pop out, and it used to bring the house down every time. Yeah.
When I worked at Genius Co-working, I suggested they got a bell. And every time somebody had something good happen in their business, they had to ring the bell.
That's really cool.
I was very adamant at that, David. I was really impressed. You should do public speaker training there. Wish
Yeah,
people
right,
could see,
Danny.
people could see the video.
The other way, you can also decorate your office with funny things like this.
All right.
Yeah, that's what we do. And then I work with my wife, so sometimes when I want to talk to somebody that doesn't answer back, I talk to him.
I need one of those. I might have a...
Is he a bobblehead?
Yeah.
No, it's not a bobblehead, no.
see that.
They should be, yeah.
Yeah.
I got a cube that's got a D on it. Talk to the D.
Awesome.
It's funny. It's a green cube. Would you believe that? Because it's green.
Oh, it's gone black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, it's like, watch this. Gone.
No, it's
Oh,
not.
wow.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird. It is actually green.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Oh,
that's-
hey,
sorry.
because it matches with your screen, Danny, behind.
I know that, Dave.
Yes.
Friday afternoon drinks. That's always fun.
Mm.
Yeah. Pub days,
Yeah.
yeah.
Social engagements.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it's so easy to get caught up in work that you don't really take time out.
Well,
Yeah.
it is hard. We've had a bit of a stressful week, and Alan said yesterday, let's go out and have lunch. I'm shouting and drinking wine and you're drinking as well. And I went, okay. But, you know, sometimes some simple stuff like that's quite good.
Oh, it was nice. We went to the
Yeah,
beach
it is.
cafe
Yeah.
and we just chilled out, and it was a nice sunny day, and we still sort of talked work. But the funny thing was, I said, I'll pay for it on my work credit card. So I get my card out and the card declined because I'd already gone over the limit. So I had to use my personal card. Damn it.
Yeah. Helen pays off a credit card every week, by the way.
I also think that if you've got staff, and you know, in my past life I had 50 staff, setting up fun afternoons where you actually are giving them time off work and rewarding them. We used to go out sometimes, play 9 holes of golf or 10-pin bowling or something. So it was a fun activity, but it also was an acknowledgement to the staff for their hard work and dedication.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think that's really important, and it keeps your staff engaged and motivated. I was listening, I just did my morning walk and I was listening to my book about the atomic habits, and the guy that's narrating said that Google do 80% work in work time and 20% the employees are allowed to choose their own projects to work on. And they said that's how Google Mail happened and Google Ads, because of just people coming up with these ideas.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
Interesting. I just thought of when you said that. I've forgotten again. Oh, that's right. I used to have a girl that used to be my PA when I used to travel around. But I did, after trying to reward her and keep her interested and motivated, when I tried to do financial rewards, eventually it become taken for granted. And it was just like then or expected. And I had to keep it up, which was a pain in the bum. So that's probably a problem with it, really.
Yeah, that is a problem. Yeah, it's much better to have a barbecue or do something social in the workplace than reward with money.
Yeah.
And jealousy, perhaps it could be the other one. You reward one for their hard work and then the other one.
Yeah.
So there's some problems we could have then. Let's go into problems. What's problems with bringing fun into your business? People don't take you seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Friday night drinks can become a liability.
They can be,
Yes.
yeah.
So who's doing drinks tonight? Let's go.
And also fans, you've got to be careful, like what's fun, because there could be cultural differences. There could be,
That's true.
Yeah.
Or it's not family orientated.
Yeah,
as
just
well.
being culturally sensitive is pretty important, actually.
Yeah.
So the problem actually is being culturally insensitive.
Oh, right. Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Well, one thing,
It's culture.
when I used to work in the supermarket, they used to have the yearly Christmas do, and you'd see all these 17-year-old girls who've never had alcohol before, or 18-year-olds at the time, turn up, and then half an hour later they would literally be running to the loos because they're going to throw up. And you'd think these little wee innocent checkout girls who butter wouldn't normally melt in their mouth, here they were, just getting as much alcohol down themselves as they can because it was free. So that would
Wow.
it was amazing.
That's very common occurrence in larger companies, especially if you've got people primarily employed from lower socioeconomic groups. I remember one outfit that I worked for always used to have a Christmas party, and it was the same thing. It was held in a decent restaurant. There would be a couple of hundred people going. The booze and food would all be paid for, and for a lot of the people, that was literally their major social outing for the year. And man, did they get into it something terrible. And in the end, he had the guy who was running it had to cut down, and so there were no spirits for people, and it had to be confined to beer and wine. And even so, my wife saying to me, second to last one we went to, the ladies was in a shocking mess. Because, and it's just because oftentimes a lot of people just not used to having, you know.
Oh,
Well,
Yeah.
they get the mentality of it's free, so we'll get as much into us as we can, and that's the problem.
Yeah, we used to have paid for staff things. So the board would pay for the meal and put out a couple of bottles of wine per table, and that was it. And if people wanted to drink additionally, then it was on their own tab.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's good.
yeah.
and that's
Yep.
sense.
I got another idea. I had an insurance guy I was telling this story to, and he's looking for ideas to keep his client base stimulated. And what he said he used to do is, when he got a new insurance job, he used to send a pair of socks to them every month. And he said it used to cost him about $120, but every month his client that he had signed up their insurance would be receiving a different color pair of socks every month. I thought that's a bit weird. I was telling him it might be a good marketing idea, and he says, that's what I do. You must have heard that from one of my friends. But yeah.
I get a
It does
pair
sort of-
from a company fairly frequently, and I just put them straight in the bin because the quality is crap. And I don't want to be wearing their logo on my socks. I think it's a waste of money.
Good story, Paul.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I've got zero socks. I quite like those. I won them in a zero thing. They're the most multicolored socks ever.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So what, should we only give quality gifts, or is it the gesture?
Should be quality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Otherwise,
do
it's
it right.
Oh, damn. We had gifts for you from AliExpress.
Yeah, we got cubes with D on them.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's going to be a Christmas present.
Well, actually,
No.
we could always give them these Bosch headsets.
I got a bag with 5 gifts, including a pair of socks and some other stuff from Soft Solutions this week. And the only thing I've kept is the mouse mat. The rest just went in the bin or gave away.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Well,
Repurposed for Christmas
they've
time.
captured 20% of your attention, though, Paul.
No, I just needed a mouse mat because the other one was tatty.
And
The
you're,
other thing
you're in a
that
computer shop,
I've
for
been-
God's sakes.
The other thing I've been getting recently is cases of beer.
Oh, they always are
I
right.
was quite surprised at.
Yes. Well, that you can put to use at least.
Yeah.
True.
With a nice little card and something you can eat and drink will go a long way instead of
And the
something
worst-
branded that you have to wear out, which doesn't
And the
work.
worst thing I got was through the post was boxes of dates,
Obviously, we're in the wrong
Oh.
profession.
which had
Someone-
gone all horrible because they'd been in the post for God knows how many weeks.
All right, another suggestion. I had Peter King from Giggle TV, and what he did, he decided to go around and give bars of chocolates to all his clients because they hang
Oh, wow.
that's
it's
not
upside
cool.
down, Dave. He's just go out and hands a bar of chocolate because he couldn't do much with something happened in his industry. I've forgotten what it was. Okay, tell us about that, Dave. And you're holding up your picture of him.
I got that sent to me, and
Oh,
what, folks,
Spanner in the works, is it?
spanner in the works. That's right. It's a paperweight. So I've kept it for years.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Well, let's
Very-
go to AliExpress and think of things that we could send our clients that are
Yeah.
quality.
I want a good garlic press.
Oh, and we can't find any, so that's a great idea.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they're really heavy-duty garlic presses from AliExpress. Brilliant. Best thing I brought there.
Awesome. All right.
Novelty gifts.
That's the link, Helen.
Yeah.
Pieces of roses.
We can't find good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the other thing that can cause offence is inappropriate language.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, I better
Yeah.
shut up then. Is that right? I'm checking the spelling.
I think so. Oh, is that the Americanized spelling?
There's two spellings of it.
Yeah,
That one?
it could be CE. Oh,
It's the little one.
yeah, you can do CE. I think SE
Yeah.
is the American.
CE is the correct one.
CE's the one.
I can't wait to edit this on my editing software. That last conversation in the last minute is going to be a real goodie.
Oh,
Offence?
Yeah.
I need to
CE,
do
don't
no, 2 Fs
two S.
and
Yeah.
did it
Again,
S-
CE.
it?
CE.
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 That's
Much
There
better.
you go. I'm perfect now.
Yeah.
All right.
And inappropriate language.
Mm.
Oh, and just to add something that might rain on David's ears quite well, when I were editing the software, it said, would you like me to remove the filler words? Apparently, we did 159 words.
Really?
159. That was as a group. So we
Oh,
want to break that record today. See if we can have more filler words.
Less filler word.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what's a good technique instead of saying ah?
Pause.
Yep. That's the one.
Huh?
And then if there was anything like a silence for more than 3 seconds, I could also trim that out, which is quite amazing, really.
the other thing is think before you speak.
Mm.
Apparently that works.
Hmm.
All right. So problems with people's experiences. Here's some solutions with bringing humour into our business. Make sure people get us before we tell them a joke, and appropriate jokes if we're going to use humour. Nothing worse when you mention something to do with politics, religion, or swearing, and offend people. So we're not culturally sensitive sometimes when our humour may not be understand the audience. That's cool. I can grab and copy that
Oh,
one.
yeah. Yeah.
And I think one of the big things is when you're speaking with people, be in the moment, because oftentimes they'll say something which you can use as to generate some humour.
Hmm. Well, yeah, I'm just thinking of a lady who asked where her package was, and she was very, I tell you a funny story yesterday. A lady wrote to me, her parcel had been delivered yesterday, so she wrote that in capital letters. And then she said, and I don't think this is very professional, she wrote that in capital letters as well. So I wrote back a nice explanation to her, and then cut and pasted into my editing tool and made the whole lot capitals, and sent back the most loveliest email to her explaining that we're not a courier company and it's probably been dropped off at one of your neighbours. But I thought I'd write it all in capitals. And that wasn't very funny, but I did enjoy it.
Wow.
I'll be honest. So that
comes under the not appropriate.
No,
yeah,
not
that's probably
appropriate.
not appropriate, but
Yeah.
it was funny.
Yeah.
Bringing fun into your business.
Yeah, it did. It's like, because sometimes it doesn't matter what you say, you can't win anyway.
No.
So I thought, oh, well, let me enjoy this.
I'm hoping
sorry about
with
sending
the
that email, Paul.
exclamation marks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Explanation. No, what is it? Exclamation marks.
Exclamation marks,
And,
yeah.
Question marks. We get those all the time. Loads
Yeah.
of them.
Not just one, not three.
Yeah.
And
Double underline.
Yeah.
So that's probably a good topic in itself, is using email. Often people can't listen to your humour or see your expression. So maybe email humour isn't really that good. Because the amount of people that actually get offended by my last little bit of my emails where it says I'm composed this using voice recognition with Bluetooth enabled as a dyslexic person as my sort of signature I send to everybody. But some people write back and give me a barreling for that. And other people don't even read it. But it's always been an interesting thing, seeing the reaction I get from having a tagline that's sort of humorous and silly at the same time. I should take it out.
Yeah, you possibly could even find that the written humour is better in a sort of softer medium like texting rather than into email.
Yeah, even texting can be a problem though, can't it? You can't tell if someone's joking or the tone, because there's no tone of voice. So I think that's the most difficult thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're not allowed to put a full stop at the end of a sentence now because the snowflakes will get upset.
Must be an English thing.
Yeah, I don't get that.
No, it was on the news last week, some research. Apparently the texting generation find it upsetting because it's too forceful, apparently.
A full stop.
A full stop.
At the end, was because they've grown up with texting with no grammar.
Oh, God.
Mm.
So you've got that whole generational thing that we haven't really talked about as well.
And perhaps many of them are wondering why they don't have a job either.
Yeah, exactly.
It's because they all did communication studies degrees.
Yeah.
First thing you can do.
Just thinking about topic there, what about with our advertising or our marketing? Is it something where you use fun, or is it always a bit like some companies, can you think of maybe like the telecom companies always using a bit of humour, or maybe the pack and save commercials? So they're brilliant.
They're great, yeah.
Only some people either hate them or love them, but I think
I think they're great. Yeah,
I think
they're
they're
very
really
subtle
good.
people
Yeah.
too, aren't they?
they're unnamed
Yeah.
competitors.
Yeah, and then countdown comes up, all blurred out.
I often wonder how they get away with that advert because they never compare like with like.
I think
Yeah.
you're allowed to now, aren't you?
I thought that they did actually.
No, if you read the small print at the bottom, it tells you that it was similar products, not the same products.
Oh,
So you could be buying the premium brand and the same thing in the cheap brand,
yeah.
and they're comparing the prices though they're the same, which obviously they aren't.
Yeah.
Good stuff, guys.
So in South Africa, we had a food chain called Nando's. I see it's here in New Zealand as well. But the adverts, oh my gosh, they really used to take the mick out of politicians in South Africa. And some of the things they used with Nando's and advertised, it could be racial, it was ripping off a specific politician, and they used to get away with it. And people loved it. Yeah. But yeah, that's just the way South Africa was. It's a bit different here in New Zealand. If you had to use it, yeah, I'm sure.
I think adverts have changed over the years as well, because in the UK, you can see them on the internet, the Carling Black Label adverts.
Oh yeah, the Black Label one.
They took the Jean Levi's advert and then they reshot it with the same actors and put their own spin on them, and they're brilliant. They've done a whole series of those. But you don't see anything like that anymore.
No.
Because everything's become too PC.
PC brigade and force.
Can we use humour to get us in the right frame of mind when we're not having that spark in our business? Like, I love watching Rowan Atkinson, or I love watching Frank. I left my slipper in the toilet. I can't get my foot out. Bitty.
Yeah.
We're laughing with you, Danny. We're laughing with you.
What was it? Some
John Cleese.
No. What was the program? Some Mothers Do Heaven. Was that?
Yeah.
But some of those old English programs used to be really hilarious, like A Week of It, and
Blackadder.
and
Drop the Dead Donkey.
So, they're just amazing. And I always remember one of the John Cleese clips where he said that it was set in an RAF base, and obviously during World War II, and he was giving a briefing for a flying mission over Europe, and he said, and so Cleese says, "Oh, I'm sorry, chaps, haven't got very up-to-date maps, so you'll have to make do with what we've got. So when you fly over Europe, turn left at Gaul and carry on." So there we go.
We cut the map out of the back of an Asterix book.
What was the one where the guy used to strip his clothes off and then go jump in the ocean at the start of every program? And it was
Reginald Perrin.
I didn't get where I am today, by
The rise of Reginald Perrin, wasn't it? And then there were all of Reginald Perrin.
That's right.
And Life is a Butterfly? Was it called Butterfly? And they had
Butterflies was good.
A mini with a flag on it.
Mm.
If you remember.
Yeah.
We brought all those programs closer to today. What television thing's quite funny now? We've got reality TV. That is just, I still sit there and watch that and think, are these people acting, or is this their real life? Do they think this is real?
I think the thing with reality TV is it's just
not real.
But it's fascinating, being a fly on the wall in someone else's life, even if it's drivel.
Do you think? I do.
I find it fascinating.
I find it cringy.
Oh, do you? Yeah.
Do.
I find things like the Kardashians cringy, but but other ones are quite funny.
Yeah.
Never watch them.
The sort of reality I go for is things like MasterChef, which I quite enjoy.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Yeah, MasterChef's nice. Yeah.
So we were going to do a reality TV show with Elite Six. How do you think we'd get on?
Watch them run for the hills, Danny.
Yeah, I reckon. That'd be shocking, wouldn't it?
It probably wouldn't get past the pilot episode.
No.
Yeah.
Probably couldn't even find a pilot, Mark.
Yeah. Marry a millionaire would have to be marry a poor self-employed person.
Pull another one down for
Oh.
solutions. Another solution would be, because Danny and I used to get a lot of grumpy emails, we decided to do some funny responses back, and they weren't rude funny. They were they were quite entertaining funny. And Danny would do ones like, "I'm sorry, but I think your parcel's taken holiday in the Bahamas, and hopefully it'll be here soon. But it's with its mates, and it's having a bit of fun," that sort of thing. So I think a good solution is to send funny, comical emails if you can, just to lighten the load.
I have actually turned some of the grumpiest people around, ironically. And it's funny, I said, well, we had a suspicion that your goods may have gone missing. So we've actually put a secret camera in with it this time. And I've just turned it on, and all the other parcels are having a party. They're having a good time, and they're on the plane. So I'm having words with them, and hopefully they won't have a hangover tomorrow. And that's, the people just either hate it or they love it.
So the recipient might not find it as funny as you do.
No, some of them do. Some of them send a funny email back, and then some of them are like, "Oh, you're so unprofessional."
Oh wow!
But no, funny enough, I had a couple this week actually did receive their goods, even though it took ages, and I had already refunded them, and they offered to pay. So
that's good. That's positive. Yeah.
So even though it is actually, I used the humour to build a relationship with them, because what they don't like about our company at the moment is the automation. So imagine when you ring up like NZ Post or some other organisation like the IRD, and you get the automated system, or the bank, and it's never real. And as soon as they get to speak to a real person, then they feel like they're getting that attention they think they deserve. I think that's the difference with a lot of emails and texting that we do. They just obviously don't think we're human or something. All right, guys. Well, we can talk about takeaways because we don't have to stretch this out for an hour. I've been listening to a book about meetings at the moment, and the mission of the meeting was to come up with some ideas on bringing fun into your business. So any takeaways that you thought that you've got from the meeting, something you might think I might try something different?
Yeah. Don't talk about work at work parties.
See, that's a good thing, because people do, and especially if you've got people at your work party that don't work with you, and then you're all talking work, and they're like so bored.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't talk about what colleagues get up to at work parties.
Yeah, it doesn't end well.
No.
Helen's working at a party this weekend, ironically.
Yeah.
Which will be quite interesting because she'll be working, trying to capture photos, and then the people there will be drinking and having a happy 40th.
Oh.
Yeah.
Might have to go along and blend in, help her out.
You can be my light person.
Oh, yeah.
He can be my lighting man.
Takeaway for me is that humour can grease the wheels of business.
Yeah.
And what can bad humour do?
Totally destroy.
Destroy any relationship that's left.
Inappropriate humour can destroy relationships.
And sometimes the tragedy is that there are some people out there who just do not have one funny bone in their whole body, and they try to do that, and it just doesn't. It goes down like a lead balloon.
Yeah.
You're quite a funny guy, Mark. So I mean, how long have you always used your humour? Like when you're looking after 50 staff?
Yeah. Well, I guess my old man, he was a ball of laughs, but even when I first started off as a teacher, that was one of my main teaching tools in the classroom with kids, was just to jiggle them along in bits and pieces. And but I like to react on the situation. So rather than trotting out a joke, sometimes I find that's a bit, I just like to pick up the humour of the things that are happening and turn that into something.
Yeah.
I didn't actually meet my real father properly until I was 23. And he lived in the North Island and owned a pub. So I thought that's a good excuse to go meet him. When I met him, would you believe he had the same type of humour as me? And I thought, oh my God, I was doomed before I even started. So you must inherit some of your humour.
Yeah.
Mm.
Hey, Mark, just talking education, one of the things that is still stuck in my mind now after all these years is the maths teacher who, when we were explaining to him our solutions, used to when we'd finished, he would pause and then he'd say, "Snow again, kid, I don't get your drift." Never forgotten.
What are the takeaways?
All right. Okay. What about next week's topic? I'm rushing you guys along, aren't we? We were meant to figure out how to set up a poll because Lachlan gave us the topic, which isn't here today either, by the way. Just saying, Lachlan, if you're listening to this afterwards, give us the theme. If you give us the theme, you've got to be here to pad it out. It's not, maybe he's watching on the Facebook Live and he's having a wee chuckle to himself. All righty. Think what is next week? Who needs a holiday?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, please.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I'm in Queenstown all next week.
Oh, look, I'm armless.
And I'm in Wanaka the week after next.
Oh.
We were going to go to the coast this weekend.
My only problem with going to Queenstown next week is I think it's going to be full of Aucklanders. Hi, guys.
Is it the Queensland Pride next week?
There's 2 Aucklanders.
And none of them will have current passports for the South Island either.
That's so funny.
2 Aucklanders in the window there.
Yeah. Don't worry, we're not coming down to South Island. You don't have to worry. We're not going to give you COVID. Have you heard all the remarks on the news by everybody? We were like, whoa, okay. Almost sounds like South Africa.
Yeah. A few years ago, you took all our electricity. A few years ago, you took all our electricity, you see, and we've never forgiven you for that.
Okay.
Did you know that?
No.
When Auckland ran out of power. Oh, look, good day.
They're getting ready.
Yeah.
That's ready for us.
Deary me. A lot of laughter going on here. I'll have to edit that out.
Might have come up with a lot of solutions, but we've had a bit of fun along the way.
Yeah.
So does anyone have any good successes this week? That's a slightly different topic. Anything that's been good?
Finishing projects, finally.
Yeah.
That's good.
And I got paid.
Some stuff out, yeah.
Payment is good.
I got
Are
paid.
you picking up clients, Mark? Because I know that things have been a bit different for you lately.
Oh yeah, for last 2 months, high levels of activity. Really, it's just sort of quietening off a little bit now until I source some more. But no, the first 6 or 8 weeks of COVID were not great, but now we're okay.
Yeah, people still need it. It must be like a utility insurance in a way. Yeah.
And I sold another book last week.
Oh, good. Well done.
Nice.
Dare to deliver.
Yep.
Yeah. I caught up with a whole lot of emails, which I was really rapt about. We obviously do a lot on AliExpress, but AliExpress have got this cunning system that we are sort of trying to keep up with. But if you haven't received a product within a month, you have about a window of a month to put a complaint in to get a refund. If you miss that window, you can't ever put a complaint in and you lose your money and the goods. So Helen had 1,500 of these that I had to go through and open them up at one at a time, check the date and try to put a complaint in. And it was kind of at one point, I think about 1 in every 15. But I've been trying to work through this list for the last 6 weeks. So I managed to finish the list this week. So now I have no more complaints, because it doesn't matter what you do, because Helen will get a customer who waits 3 months to say, we haven't had our parcel yet. And then you go and go, we'll do a chase on it. Oh, it's still in transit and we can't get the money back and we lose everything. Yeah, so that was quite good to get up to date, get on the pulse with that. But that was all from probably 5 months ago stuff, wasn't it?
They haven't increased the time to 3 months now with COVID.
Yeah, they have. Yeah.
Oh, Ali has.
Yeah, you know how it used to be a 60-day sort of money-back guarantee type thing? Well, now it's 90 days.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. But literally, that just by asking for all those refunds, it's actually a business in itself. I probably made
It is, yeah.
$500 or $600 out of doing that. So it's another job that you can do, but it's just crazy.
Yeah.
So, Jolene and Steph, have you got some new projects coming up after you finish your other ones?
Yeah, we were busy with about 8, but no, September has gone a little quiet, so it's giving us time to focus on our own thing.
Oh, good.
So, yeah, we needed that little gap.
Yeah.
And have you got kids, you guys?
Oh,
Yeah, we've got 3 here.
3 daughters.
All small.
Okay. 3
They're back at
daughters.
school now, aren't
Yeah.
10, 9, and 4. Yeah.
Oh.
And we've got a little puppy as well.
Oh.
Like a little kid as well. Yeah.
I'm starting up a pet website soon, so we'll be in touch, my friend. Pet products. That'd be great. All right, guys. So what topic could we pick for next week? That'd be lovely to have something to come back with. It's worth sitting here for 45 minutes or an hour discussing. Mark's about to get another kiss.
No, not.
Isn't he?
She's
Been
so excited.
fast.
Oh, just a flyby.
We have done that. Yeah. Maybe holiday destinations.
Don't leave him home alone. Hey, does anyone watch The Chase?
Yeah, occasionally.
Yeah, quite enjoyed it actually. Sort of our 5 o'clock thing. If we miss it, we'll make it our 6 o'clock thing.
Yeah, we become
But
chasers.
that is how I got my education, my friends.
Yeah, doing the chase.
I know
Getting
things
the wrong
you
answers.
even think you need to know. Yeah.
It's funny, we've started to go to a Monday night quiz, and we used to go to the pub just to wait for my son when he was at his activity. So we'd sit there and we'd chat and we'd do work on our iPads. And then we thought, oh, we should join in with the quiz. Because we'd sit there and we'd go, oh, I know the answer to that. Oh, I know that one. I know that. And we'd sit there like we knew it all. And then we turn up and we go to the quiz. And the first week we had these other 2 women that joined us, and they were so knowledgeable. And we came 3rd out of 5. And then last week there was 3 of us, and we did it. And we came 4th out of 4, and really 4th. We were so far behind everyone. So it looks real easy, and you think you know all the answers, but it's so much harder than what you think.
Yeah.
There we go. Topic for next week. General knowledge.
Yeah.
Hey, what about general knowledge and business tips?
Yeah.
And business tips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We might all have some good nuggets.
Yeah, that's
One
quite
eye.
cool.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I won't make you hang around any longer. We're a bit light on numbers today. So if you are watching this on our podcast, please do be in here next week, and we'll discuss the topic general knowledge and business tips, which will be, I'll try to come up with some questions and some facts, fun facts that will make it more interesting, and we can ask people and just see how good we all are. Anyway, thank you for your attendance, and I shall stop the live broadcast now, and more information on elite6.co.nz.
Thanks, team.